Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we will be discussing The Chosen, the second most, well, there's only three, but this is the second most common played class out of tanks. We're doing tanks, we're going over all the tanks, and Chosen is the second most played. As you can see, I am a high level Chosen. I'm not the highest level, there's some way above me, but I'm definitely getting there.
Welcome the god of change into you.
Okay, this video will be of the Path of Dread. Starting with abilities, Suppression, a quick blow that causes 292 damage and improves your defensive position, increasing your chance to pay by 20% for 20 seconds. This is really good for pairing, well, pairing obviously, but being a frontline unit. Like, you need a, you don't need a shield for this, but still, if you're a frontline unit, you want to use this. Like, this is going to be one of your main abilities if you're on the front lines, which most Chosen are. Dreadful Agony. You call upon the power of the warp, channeling warp energy into the hearts and minds of your opponents. All enemies within 25 feet will take 99 spirit damage every 3 seconds. Most people underestimate this ability. This is actually kind of a decent ability because it makes healers do extra work, because you're doing this also, you do more damage as you upgrade this. It's just like an AoE, a constant AoE of damage that you do around everyone. It's good for getting damage out and killing off people who are trying to run away. Like, that's what I've seen. Withering Blow. You release chaotic energies through your blade, withering opponent's limbs, causing 292 damage and removing 30 action points. This is good on healers. A little bit. It's not as good. There's way better abilities for healers, but this is one of them. It's an anti-heal ability, or an anti-tank or melee ability, because it stops them from using the abilities. Cleave. A powerful overhead blow that inflicts 317 damage and cannot be defended against. It can't be parried, it can't be blocked, can't be disrupted. You will always hit with this, but the downside is it does physical damage. So it's basically, it's a really good effect, but it does physical damage. In terms of tank's armor, that's not really good. Unless that tank is like suffering from a bunch of debuffs, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage with this. Tooth of Zeech. You stab your opponent for 317 damage for the next 5 seconds. The tooth will cause an additional 101 spirit damage on the next damaging attack made by everyone in your group within 100 feet of you. So if you're in a group mainly full of melees, you hit someone with this, and everyone in your group gets extra damage. It's a pretty good ability, especially since the base is 317 damage, which is kind of insane for a base. But that could be just my strength items coming into play. You call upon Dreadful Fear. You call upon the power of the warp to instill bone-chilling fear in your opponents within 25 feet of you, reducing their strength by 75. During this time, the strength of any of your group mates within 100 feet is increased by 75. This is really good, and this plays into how the Chosen is. The Chosen, I look at them more like command units, like they got a bunch of auras that help people. The more like a team player, like they lead the charge most of the time. I mean, most people play Black Orc and they lead the charge, but if you get a good Chosen on your team, he can hold out for a very long time in a battle. Like the Chosen truly are the true tanks, just because of the morale and abilities that they get. Feed on the way. Withering Blow will now drain 40 action points, and you will gain as that many action points as the victim lost. It's an okay effect. It's not really too good. There's a lot better things you can equip yourself with than that. Dreadful Terror. The power of the warp encases you with a terrifying visage. All enemies within 25 feet will lose 20 action points every 5 seconds. All group mates within 100 feet will regain 20 action points every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, my bad. This is really good of an ability if you're close range. However, every 5 seconds is kind of a bit much. I'd much prefer if it was like every 3 seconds, like Dreadful Agony, but it's either that or take at least 30 action points instead of just 20, because I don't think 20 is really good. It's a good way to keep your teammates up in the fight so they always can use their abilities no matter what, and help push tanks because they'll lose their abilities to defend. I'd say this is more of a push ability than anything. Oppressing Blows increases your chance to critically hit by 15% when you are wielding a great weapon and causes Relentless to inflict spirit damage. This is actually good. The 15% critical strike is good, but this is pretty much a two-handed build. So if you're going two-handed, this is the tree you want to go down, because this will give you the most benefits. But you won't be able to tank, which is what this whole video is about. So it's good if you want to play offensively, but not so good for tanking. Which comes down to Relentless here, the thing this is talking about. You hack at your enemy with brutal strikes for up to 3 seconds, striking them up to 6 times and dealing 226 damage with each hit. This effect will end if you break concentration or run out of action points. Now, fun fact, Oppressing Blows works on one-handed. So, if you have a one-handed weapon, you technically can use a shield with this build. If you have a one-handed weapon, this will still inflict spirit damage and not physical. And a lot of people don't have a lot of resistance to spirit damage. I mean, there was an event where you could get a ring that gives you a bunch, but it's over now. So, it is what it is. Demon Claw. Whenever you parry an attack, your strength and toughness will be increased by 100 for 10 seconds. This effect will not refresh itself. It doesn't, I guess I should explain it. When the effect says it doesn't refresh itself, it means you have to wait for the timer to go out completely. So after 10 seconds, you can do Demon Claw again. So it can refresh. It doesn't like refresh itself in a way where if it's like on 7 seconds, you parry an attack, it goes back to 10 seconds. You have to wait for the full timer and then it'll trigger again. But this ability, this is really good for an ability. 100 toughness and strength off a parry is insane. It saves you like a lot of time with items and talismans and shit like that. Vending Blade. Your demonic blade overpowers your enemy's defense, causing 259 spirit damage to all enemies within 25 feet in front of you. This attack is undefendable. As we explained in other videos, they can't block, they can't pay, they can't disrupt it. They take the damage straight on. And this is spirit damage. I wanted to try a build that uses this, but you need to have a great weapon, and I'm a tank most of the time. Warping Embrace. A surge of chaotic energy ripples forward, inflicting 1,690 damage, that's base damage, over 10 seconds to everyone 40 feet in front of you. The surge of power clings its victims, sending them by 30% for 10 seconds. It's sort of like the Blackguards, except it does a lot more damage to one seeing you. Anyway, that's the Path of Dread. Hope you enjoyed.